I'm Adam, and this is a video about our 2017 Buick Encore Sport Touring. Today's video is going to be a walk around of some of the exterior and interior features of this Encore. Don't forget to stop by on Thursday to see Brenna test drive this as well. Alright, we'll start here with a little exterior walk around where you guys can see the Encore overall. This exterior color is called Rock. This is kind of like a coppery bronze color. I actually don't mind it on this vehicle. I'm usually pretty picky about it, but I do like it on the Encore. You do have these cool LED lights up here in the front, and as well, moving around to the side here, you will see that we have these cool gray 18-inch rims. These kind of just bring the overall exterior appearance of the Encore up a little bit. This is not a super stylish subcompact SUV, so it can certainly use any upgrades it can get. This Encore is powered by a 1.4-liter four-cylinder engine. It puts out 138 horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque. This Encore is a front-wheel drive, even though you can get them in all-wheel drive as well, and has a 6-speed automatic transmission, and this Encore gets about 25 in the city and up to 33 on the highway, which is really great. As I mentioned, this is a subcompact SUV, so it's not big and it doesn't offer tons of cargo space, but nonetheless, we can get 18.4 cubic feet of cargo space here out of the area behind the second row. As I mentioned, this is a 2017 Encore and it has just a hair over 28,000 miles. Now we're going to move here to the interior, where I'm going to let you guys start off with a little bit of look around and get a layout of the dashboard and kind of get a feel for some of the things. We'll start here as usual with the steering wheel. You can notice it does have this large Buick logo in the middle. This is common, of course, in every car. I really like the Buick logo. I think it's pretty cool looking. And then we do have these controls here on the left or right side of the steering wheel. Left side is your cruise control options, and then right side is your infotainment system, your hands-free calling, your radio volume, things like that. Moving up from the steering wheel, you'll see that we do have a super simple gauge design. We have a total of 4 gauges. We have our tachometer and our speedometer, as with every car. We have our fuel gauge, and then we also have our engine coolant temperature. In the middle, you can see that we do have this little LCD screen. We can switch between a few different vehicle information bits, such as tire pressure, your fuel range. You can see your speedometer, which I do like that they include a digital speedometer option, and then you can see a few other things as well. This screen is navigated by turning this rotary dial here and pressing the menu or the set clear button on the end of your turn signal stalk. So a lot of cars don't integrate it in here. Buick does, and they've been doing it for years. It doesn't surprise me. It can be a little confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to use. Moving to the left from there, you'll see that we do have our headlight control switch here. We have fully automatic headlights, and then we have this little button as well if you would like to turn your fog lights on. Okay, now we're going to move here into the middle center screen. This is a really nice looking touch screen. It has a matte finish over it, so you don't have to worry about it being super far recessed or getting a terrible glare because of this nice finish. Very easy to touch, very responsive. This looks like it is a heat touch screen, so that's nice. It makes it a lot more user-friendly. Quickly responsive when I'm tapping or scrolling on something. And then as you can see right under the screen, we have just a couple of buttons. We have Seek, Home, we have our volume that also turns the system on and off, and then we have the back button. I think these 4 buttons are vital to have up here. They need to be easily accessible at all times, so I do like that the Buick included them up here right below the screen. Moving down from there, you will see we have the AC controls. This Encore does have manual air conditioning as well as single zone. So we do still have the manual climate control, and the controls are super easy to use. They've just got the 2 knobs and a few buttons. Moving down from the AC controls, you will see that we do have this little area here, this little storage console. If you lift up on this little button here, it will flip open. And then one thing that I actually like most about this console, it has 2 USB ports and an aux port, and then it also has a 12-volt adapter as well. But one thing that I actually like about this is when the lid flips open, they've put a little indicator on the front lip of that lid, so you can actually see it marks and tells you that there are aux ports and USB ports inside there, because from sitting in your seat, you can't really see them. So I do like that. It's just a small attention to detail kind of thing, but it does make a difference when you have a car like this and you're trying to get used to it. Having a little indicator right there to let you know that your USB ports are in there, even though you can't necessarily see them, is just a helpful little tip. And then of course, after the little cubby, we do have our center gear selector here, park through drive, very standard. You'll see that we have our emergency brake, and then we also have our 2 cup holders. Behind those further is a little tiny storage console with a sliding roller top. It does not have any connectors inside of it for power or anything like that, which I find kind of interesting. And it is quite small, but nonetheless, you do have a little storage container with a closing top. This Encore does feature a push button start as well as keyless entry remote. So you'll see with the key fob here, we have lock, unlock, and then we also have remote start functions. On higher trim levels, we can get power lift gates as well. This one just simply does not feature that. But nonetheless, all you have to do is walk right up to the door, press the little silver button on the door, and then your keyless entry works flawlessly. One thing that I do want to point out is the seats in this Encore. So it has a combination between the leather trim with the fabric in the middle. I really like this look. I've always thought this was a cool look when cars started doing this. Around 2010, 2012 was the first time that I ever saw this kind of dual leather and cloth look, but I really like it. It makes the seats easy to clean overall, and it just kind of gives a cool appearance without giving the full cost of a full leather seat. Additionally, integrated with your center screen here, we do have 4G built-in LTE Wi-Fi, so this Buick is just as connected as any other vehicle on the road today. I really love it. I think it's a great feature to have in cars. And finally, before we wrap things up, I do want to show you guys the backup cam. This Buick's got a great backup camera. I have seen higher resolution cameras, but nonetheless, this one gives you a clear enough picture where you can effectively use it to back into spaces. And of course, it has the projection lines if you turn the wheel as well. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about this 2017 Buick Encore Sport Touring. If you do have any questions, you can stop by and visit us here at Jack Schmitt Ford at 1820 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or visit us online at jackschmittford.com. And don't forget to stop by on Thursday to watch Brenna test drive this Encore.